Speaking Spanish correctly. A guide for correct Spanish pronunciation. This guide is not organized alphabetically. It is organized phonemically, that is, by the sound of the letters. In this way, the letters are grouped by the similarity in points of articulation in speech and the differences in sound. Technical linguistic information is given for an added information. This information specifies 3 areas aiding correct pronunciation. First, the point of articulation, or the action of pronouncing, where the tongue is in the mouth and what parts of the mouth are involved. The voiced or unvoiced, that's the engagement of the vocal cords. And aspiration, or the flow of air or the lack thereof produced in the release of the sound prior to the onset of the next sound sequence. Vowels are very important in Spanish, and the correct pronunciation of them can mean the difference between words. All the vowels in Spanish are pronounced only one way. There is no short and there is no long of the vowel. Therefore, this vowel right here, the A, will always sound as ah. Ah. This vowel will always sound as e, not a. That's 2 vowels together. Just e. E. This vowel will always sound e. E. And this vowel will always sound o, as if you can practice it trying to keep your mouth in the O position rather than going the English O, we go O. There's no U at the end in Spanish. Just O. O. And the final vowel, U. U. Bilabial stops. Bilabial means 2 lips. Stop is just the not allowing the passage of air through the mouth. This term refers to the pronunciation of letters that are made when you put your lips together. The letters P is a bilabial stop and has a particular pronunciation in Spanish that is different from English. There is no aspiration behind the Spanish P, as there is in English. Aspiration is the puff of air that occurs when the release of the consonant before proceeding to the next sound. The letter P in Spanish is not pronounced with a puff of air behind it. In English, we put a puff of air in it. If you say the word pet, pat, pillow, there's a puff of air behind it. The only way that there's no puff of air in English behind it, so you can get an example of how this sounds, is if there's an S before it, such as in the word spy. Spy. If you put your hand in front of your mouth, you can feel there is no air. Spy, spa, spa. But if you just say papa, then you'll feel the air. The P in Spanish is the one that doesn't have air behind it. And this is the way it sounds. You can only say it with the vowel. So I'll go through what you see there. Pa, pe, bi, bo, boo. Not pa, pe, pi, po, poo. Ba, be, bi, bo, boo. Now in hearing it, since your ears aren't trained, it seems that I'm saying a B, but I'm not. I'll show you the difference. The first letter I will say with an P that's written here. The next one with a B, there's a slight difference. You can hear one has a voice behind it. The other one does not. Ba, ba. Be, be. Bi, bi. Bo, bo, boo, boo. So let's look at these words and pronounce them without the puff of air behind it. Papa, papa. The second word, peculiar. Peculiar. The next one, picar. Picar. The next, pobre. Pobre. Pulpo. Pulpo. And then when they're in the middle of the word, it sounds the same way. Tulipang. Tulipang. Opera. Opera. Épica. Épica. Hipo. Hipo. And the final word, opuesto. Opuesto. Labiodental stops. Labiodental means it involves the lips and the teeth. Stops, again, no air is passed through the mouth. This term refers to the pronunciation of letters that are made when air is stopped by putting your lower lip against the upper teeth. The letters B and V are bilabial stops and have a particular pronunciation in Spanish that is different from English. Neither are like a B or a V in English because after making the stop, as described above, they are released at the same time. Note, medially, that is, when these letters occur in the middle of a word, they become bilabial fricative. A bilabial fricative is made by passing air through slightly closed lips. Both the B and the V are voiced. There are no unvoiced bilabial fricatives in Spanish. The B, pronounced in Spanish, is a mixture of a B and a V. It's actually a double stop. You close as if you're going to say the letter V, like V, as you all know. But then you're going to close your lips. So it's actually the pronunciation of both V and B together. B, B, B. Not va, not ba, ba. Slight difference. Ba is in English, ba, Spanish. Ba, va, ba. Ba, be, be, bo, boo. Baba. The first word, baba. The next one, bebe. Bebe. Bien. Bien. Botar. Botar. Bueno. Bueno. Now, when the letter B occurs in the middle of the word in Spanish, it's pronounced very softly, and it's actually letting air go through your lips. So it's not a B and it's not a V, but it's a V, very softly, as if you're blowing air to blow out a candle, but putting a little bit of vibration there. So, iva, haber, habichuela, abono, abundante. Now, it's slight, and in rapid talk, you won't hear it, but it's the way you will hear it, but it's pronounced. I'm slowing it down for you. Now, once again, the bottom words: iva, haber, habichuela, abono, abundante. The same thing happens with the B. The V and the B are pronounced exactly the same in Spanish. So this, as well as the other one, is pronounced ba, be, bi, bo, bu. First word, vale, vale. Venta, venta, victoria, victoria, volar, volar, vuelo, vuelo. And the words underneath, once again, are very slightly fricative, very slight vibration. And it's not the b, but uvas, uvas, aventura, aventura, avidez, avidez, polvo, polvo, revulsivo, revulsivo,